All right, folks. Welcome to Defacto Film Reviews Podcast, Episode 3. And I'm your now award-winning host, co-host, I should say, Andrew Walker. I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Co-host, Andrew Walker. And we also have
Robert Joseph Butler, film critic, filmmaker of many films of New Wave Films, film critic of Defacto Film Reviews. Visit our website, check out our lists, our new retrospectives, check out our podcasts that are on there, and check out our new reviews as well.
currently single, loves the Detroit Tigers, loves the Cincinnati Reds. His blood type is O negative. His social security number is... Oh, sorry, it's cracking out here, folks. Robert, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well on this beautiful day here in Lake Orion.
So beautiful
Michigan.
out. The spring has sprung, some might say.
Are we on the banks of Lake Orion?
We're on the banks. We're on the coast of Lake Orion. We're on the beach. Robert, what would you like to talk about today, sir?
Well, I'd like to do this episode on the best of 2006.
All
20
right.
years now.
20 years.
Of a monumental year. A year that I didn't think was appreciated as well at first. The year came out, and I thought a lot of the movies that were great that year didn't really get seen or weren't really appreciated. But as time marches on, as many great movies do, they go on to be more celebrated.
Yes, and I'm looking at your list that you sent me, your top 15 films on Letterboxd. Obviously, some are more, I should say, famous than others. Some are more celebrated now, and they've held up well over 20 years. One that you recently let me borrow of yours, Marie Antoinette, which was excellent. Of course, Miss Coppola.
Yes.
And then some other, of course, we got David Lynch on here. We got some Aronofsky on here. We got some Alfonso Cuarón. What would you like to talk about first?
Yeah, a lot to talk about that year. I guess we could start off by, let's talk about Marie Antoinette. Why not?
It's fresh in my mind.
Interesting enough, when that movie was released, right after Lost in Translation 3 years later, Sofia Coppola she was greenlit to do this big period piece.
Mm-hmm.
The film was booed at the Cannes Film Festival. It was mixed on the Rotten Tomatoes, 55, 56%. Didn't get the big Oscar nominations. I think it got like a costume. But then over time, over years have come by, people have come around to the movie. Critics have come around to it. It now just recently made Time Magazine's Best of the 21st Century list, and they put it as the top 100 greatest movies of all time list.
On Time for both of those?
Yes.
Oh, I need to check that list out. Wow.
It's made IndieWire's top best 2000s movies. Every list you could think of, it mostly makes it. It's a very appreciated movie today. And why isn't it? I think the reason why it kind of suffers from that Jackie Brown syndrome at the time. Jackie Brown at the time wasn't as loved because it had to live up to Pulp Fiction. Same with Marie Antoinette. It was released 3 years after every one of that next Lost in Translation. And people were like, whoa, it wasn't like that.
Very different.
Yeah, very very complex, very unconventional at times. Uses a more modern day soundtrack. Some people had issues with that, but now it's the norm. A lot of a lot of filmmakers do that now with certain movies and whatnot. So lavish production design, such a sumptuous piece of cinema, and it gives a side of Marie Antoinette. It really breaks through the walls of folklore, wouldn't you say, Andrew?
Yeah, because everyone knows Let Them Eat Cake.
Right.
And there's a part in the movie where she says, that's not really what I said, or not what I meant, or whatever.
Right.
And then the movie ends sort of like, it just kind of ends. There, you don't know if she's going to get killed, or the movie just kind of ends. And I'm glad
we know she does, right?
Right. But yeah, there's no like, it's not your traditional ending of a movie, I would say.
Right.
It just kind of cuts to black. But I'm glad, and I wouldn't want it to end with, her, because the movie overall it's fairly positive, and it goes through its swings and roller coaster ride like a lot of good movies, but
humanizes her really well.
Yes, especially, and I mentioned to you this texting, the scenes with her little kid out in nature and just playing with her it's so beautiful.
It is.
And that's when, and of course the whole movie is shot beautifully, but there is those certain aspects of when she's spending time with her kid especially out in nature, and they're amongst the flowers, and I think you might see like a bird or a bug flying by or something.
Right.
Little moments like that, you're like, this is what this movie's about.
Oh, absolutely.
The human touch of
you see those flowers, those dandelions. You see the like you said, the water in there's a pond in the background.
Yep.
I love that scene. The sequence when they go partying is just amazing, and when they drink through the night.
Yep.
And they go into the pond, and look at the great cast at that time. That you had Rose Byrne, young Tom Hardy, who was barely in movies at the time.
Right. Steve Coogan.
Steve Coogan's hysterical.
Asia
Argento.
Yeah. I was surprised to see Rose Byrne in that, because I was trying to think in 2006. She still wasn't really that popular. I'm trying to think what movie.
Bridesmaids and X-Men First
Bridesmaids,
Class. Like
2011.
She had those two big movies, and people started recognizing her. But no, and I wanted to ask you too, Andrew. Back to your point of the ending. Not to reveal anybody who's not seen it, but I think Sofia Coppola does an excellent job showing mob rule. You can't help not to think about the insurrection at the time. Now watching it now, you're looking at that like, wow, look at what we went through before seeing that. It shows how populism could lead to dark things.
Yes. Especially what the intention is of the mob, how it's channeled, who are the people higher up that have the real power that might be directing it. All those things, can have a good or bad ending depending on how things go, and I guess your worldview. But
it is, and Coppola does such a great job exploring displacement. At the time, some people said, "Oh, it was hollow." No, it's not. That movie has so much beautiful character depth. You feel her loneliness. She feels minuscule in these mansions.
Especially she's not getting the affection from her husband.
Those are great moments.
Yeah, with Schwartzman.
Jason Schwartzman, so witty in that. The weeds, the peas and the vegetables, and he does a little laugh and goes to bed like a little boy. He won't give her that affection like you said. Just great moments like that. No other director builds that isolation as well as Sofia Coppola. What a magnificent picture.
Yep. Yes. Very, very well made, and I highly recommend it. I give it 8.5 or 9. I can't decide yet. Maybe a 9, maybe 8.5. I don't know, but it's very, very well made.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and I recommend it. Let's talk about The Departed, Mr. Scorsese.
Right into Scorsese. Yes.
Yeah, two very different directors,
back
to back. Very different directors, very different filmmakers, very different movies. I was fortunate enough to see this in the theater. I was not going to let a Scorsese movie go by without me seeing it in the theater. Although since then I have, unfortunately.
Not anymore, though.
Yeah,
won't do it anymore.
We'll see. This is one of those movies that has a bunch of big names.
Right.
And that ending where a couple of different things happen, like dominoes falling very quickly at the end. That movie, it ends up not anywhere near where you thought it would. At least for me, I did not see it coming. Was this his third movie with Leo?
Yeah.
Gangs of New York, Aviator, and then this, right?
Yes.
Okay. I saw the Aviator in theater. I still have not seen Gangs of New York.
Masterpiece there too.
Yeah, D.D. Lewis.
Yeah.
What was do you remember what theater you saw it in?
Yeah, actually, I remember vividly. I actually saw this movie. I saw it as a double feature.
Ooh.
I had a date at the time. Her name was Corey. Hi, Corey. She probably might be watching this. She lives in Oxford. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, I still talk to her. At any rate, Corey and I went and saw Half Nelson, which is on the list. We can talk about that later. We saw the DIA.
Oh.
And right after that, we went to Great Lakes Crossing. We saw The Departed, double bill feature.
Oh, I thought you meant they were back to back, like you saw them back in the
theaters.
theater.
Yeah, I remember we went and saw DIA 7:00 show. Came back, caught the 9ish show for The Departed.
Okay, cool.
But I love The Departed too.
Half Nelson with the guys.
Yes,
I'm not familiar, but anyway.
So The Departed, we could talk about this. It's Scorsese's first Oscar win.
Yes.
Many people thinks he should have won it before for Goodfellas and Raging Bull, rightfully so. And they felt like this is a movie that was kind of like a apology Oscar And I could see that point. However, if you look at the movies that were nominated that year, its competition, I still think it should have won. I mean, there are other movies I prefer that year, like Marie Antoinette, a few others on the list that we'll talk about. But out of the movies that were nominated that year, was up against like Little Miss Sunshine that year, Letters from Iwo Jima, Babel. I do believe that this should have won. I think Scorsese's film is immaculately directed. It's visually slick. It's got all the Scorsese elements that we love. It's got memorable characters, strong dialogue by William Monahan, who wrote the screenplay. And, like you said, it just builds up to a very gripping finale. And it's very shattering, too, at the same time. And the acting's just incredible in this. My favorite performer, Mark Wahlberg's great in it. He earned an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor in the film over Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was not nominated for that. Neither was Leo, for that matter. Leo was actually nominated for Blood Diamond that year.
Oh, that's
for
right.
The Departed. And the performance is just a strong ensemble. Martin Sheen's great in it.
That's right. Martin Sheen's in it, yeah.
That was Omega.
I was going to say, that's the first time I saw her. And then she went on to do that. Was the Annabelle series, or is it The Conjuring?
The Conjuring series she did.
Yeah, Conjuring.
Yep. She was in Up in the Air with George Clooney.
That's right, which was filmed here.
Yeah,
a lot of
film.
it was.
Yep.
Definitely in the upper half of Scorsese films for me.
I'd say it's one of his top 10 best pictures.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as haunting as something like Last Temptation of Christ, Killers of the Flower Moon, Irishman, Casino, or Goodfellas, but it's still so well made and such an impressive work. And it's definitely one of the highlights of his career.
Yes, it is. And it's also one of those movies that everybody I knew that was going to see movies at that time, because I was in college, everyone saw it. Everyone loved it. I was talking about it with people for it seemed like for a while. And also when it came out on DVD, people were renting it.
And it's a remake, too, of a Hong Kong police film called Internal Affairs.
I did not know that.
I saw that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was released a few years before. Scorsese, they remade it, but a lot of people forget that.
All right. What's another one on the list you'd want to talk about?
Let's do Little Children with Kate Winslet. This has got an interesting film story behind it.
With Patrick Wilson, who was also in The Conjuring.
Yes,
and Jennifer Connelly.
And Kate Winslet was nominated for Best Actor. It was the return of actor Jackie Earl.
That guy, yeah. Jackie Earl Haley. Yeah,
he was one of the kids in Bad News Bears. He took a break from acting, came back for this, plays a convicted pedophile, released back in his community. And the whole film kind of about mob rule, mob mentality. The whole community gets very paranoid of him, and it's a satire. Little Children's a satire in the movie. Meanwhile, Kate Winslet gets very rebellious. She starts to get urges on her neighbor, played by Patrick Wilson. He's a stay-at-home dad. He's trying to go through the bar exam. Patrick Wilson, very handsome dude. She likes him at the pool. She starts to feel young again. She starts to feel herself, and they develop an affair. Patrick Wilson's married to a documentary filmmaker played by Jennifer Connelly. And Kate Winslet and him develop that affair over the summer, and they start to have these youthful urges where they want to just leave the suburban nightmare and go on an escapade and leave everybody behind so they can live the life that they want. And then maturity and life comes back at them in full swing. But in many elements, it's very much like American Beauty. It satirizes suburbia life, satirizes our hysteria, and at the same time, what's beautiful, the brilliant piece of it's a very literary movie. How brilliant this movie is Kate Winslet. She tries to intellectualize her affair by rationalizing it. She reads Madame Bovary, and some people saying, "Oh, it's very forced. She's trying to live herself through that bookmaker. Seems superior." I'm like, no. Todd Field is critiquing her for intellectualizing the movie. That's how layered it is, and it's got great narration in the movie as well. Directed by Todd Field, whose debut film In the Bedroom was nominated for Best Picture in 2001 with Tom Wilkinson and Sissy Spacek, Marissa Tomei. Great piece of cinema in 2001. This is a sophomore movie, Little Children. And then he did Tar just a few years ago. Tar was nominated with Kate Blanchett. Great movie there. But, Little Children is just a smaller movie. I hope it still has its appreciation today. But Todd Field is one of those directors I feel like is a little under the radar. But just so you know, Todd Field was also an actor in the 90s. He was in Eyes Wide Shut. He was that piano player.
Oh, okay, I'm not familiar, but maybe.
So Todd Field, Andrew, if you look at his work, he's got some Kubrick elements in the film. Some of the pacing and the framing, and they're just high-minded bodies of work. His
Cool.
work.
From what you described from the plot, would you say there was maybe some earlier Woody Allen influences? Because, like somebody kind of falling in love, want to have an affair, and then kind of acting, immature. Because a lot of his movies have that.
Yeah, it does play into that for sure. Like Hannah and Her Sisters does that, and a lot of other Woody Allen movies for that matter. But yeah, I wouldn't say when I look at Todd Field's work, especially that one, I do think it's very singular though. But I do think of Kubrick in terms of craft and tone.
Oh, yeah, because it's probably not comedic, is it?
Well, out of all the movies, that one's probably the most dry. It's got some dry humor to it. With some,
okay.
It's got some dark comedic elements. But I like about the movie is how it humanizes Jackie Earle Haley. I mean, he's done some deplorable things, but there's some empathy brought there because at the end of the day, the guy's he's not doing anything. He can't even go to a pool and just swim. He's not harassing kids. He's not doing nothing, just swimming. And there's a great shot of everybody's leaving the pool to capture that mob rule, that collectivist mentality that people get through paranoia.
Right.
And he gets terrorized in the town and all that.
And he also played
Freddy Krueger
in the remake, and then in The Watchmen.
Yeah.
Rorschach.
Rorschach. Yep. He was a great Rorschach.
Cool. Now that movie he did with Tom Wilkinson, is that where he is trans? Or what movie am I thinking of? Because there's a movie I watched in college in a classroom at OU where it's Tom Wilkinson. It was the early 2000s, I think, and he's trans. And I thought Sissy Spacek was in it.
I think his first movie was Little Children in 2006, since Bad News Bears. You look into it.
No, I'm talking Todd Field directing. The movie.
Oh, in the bedroom. No, in the bedroom is not about his. So their son in the movie is having an affair with Marissa Tomei. That's the big plot in that film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to look that movie up because it was really good. Okay. Anyway, let's see. What else do we have on the list? Aronofsky, The Fountain. Yeah, I saw this in the theater too, and I loved it.
It's great.
I haven't watched it since, so it's been 20 years, and just watching it one time, I'm like, oh, this movie. It's going to take me 3 or 4 times to watch this. Even then, I might not even know what it's really about. But we got Hugh Jackman, Rachel Weisz. Those are the only 2 people I remember in it.
Yeah, you also have the actress in Requiem for a Dream too. Ella Bernstein's in it too.
Ellen Burstyn.
Ella Bernstein's in it. Ethan Suplee's got a small role in it too.
Yep. Cliff Curtis, Sean Patrick Thomas, Fernando Hernandez. So yeah, you got this story that takes place over several different time periods, or maybe, I don't know, centuries, whatever. And from what I gathered, from what I remember about it, Hugh Jackman's just trying to find a way to heal his wife.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
she has some sort of terminal sickness.
Yeah, I don't know. She has a terminal a cancer, a brain tumor. She can't feel cold or hot, which is tragic. I will say though, this might be a bold statement for some people. I feel that's Hugh Jackman's greatest performance, and on top of it, I think that's Darren Aronofsky's best work.
You think it's his best film
too?
Wow.
There's so much emotion in that film. It's so powerfully moving. It's dazzling. Another movie like Marie Antoinette and like Inland Empire, hated at the time, disliked, dismissed. It had its followers like us and stuff.
Yeah.
And now, years later, very appreciated.
I remember, I'm trying to remember who I saw it with. It might have been my friend Derek, who I was going to OU with at the time. And me and him, we saw most of our movies together in 2006, 2007.
Right.
I know for sure we saw Black Dahlia together. I think he either didn't like it or was mixed about it. I liked it at the time. Like I said, I didn't understand it. I didn't try to pretend I knew.
Yeah.
I understood it. And from everything else I heard about it and read it, it was very divisive. Like a lot of Aronofsky's film, like Mother, and which I just recently watched. And I get it. You know, his most undivisive movie was his last one, Caught Stealing, which everyone pretty much liked.
Right.
But these earlier movies of his, they're super serious, and you're like, what is he trying to get at? Do you think what else do you think are some other layers of this besides just Hugh Jackman trying to heal his wife?
Well, the movie, if you look at the film, right, for one thing, Aronofsky was under a lot of constraints. It was supposed to originally star Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett. It was supposed to be like this big 3-hour epic.
Yeah.
He didn't get all the funding. He still had a little bit of funding. So he made it work. And for what he pulled off, I still think it's very impressive.
Yeah.
But for me, what the movie really is the creative process and the healing power of art and how we love others through our creative process.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at the film at the end of the day, he's trying to finish the novel that his wife started, played by Rachel Weisz. She's doing this novel. It's about the conquistadors.
Yes.
And then the middle section is their life as it plays out. We're seeing that unfold. We're seeing him try to save her. And then
you see him as a conquistador.
You see the conquistador going back and all that too. And she's the queen and all that. And then we go into the future realm, and he's in this traveling around this orbit, and he's got a tree, the tree of life, if you will. It's in that orbit, which we see that as a motif throughout the picture, especially in the 17th century South America Aztec moments of the movie. But yeah, he's trying to complete it. Sadly, she dies in the film. She perishes from that brain tumor, and I think it's really about seeing the creative process and seeing that realm play out through her art, and he's finishing it. And there's nothing more powerful when you see collaborative forces that love each other join forces in a creative pursuit to finish the completion. And to me, that's a profound movie.
Yeah, it definitely is. And since you come across this more than I do you think more people today, at least online that you see, appreciate this movie than compared to 20 years ago?
Absolutely. I started seeing it build a following over the years. Like within 2 or 3 years, I started slowly build a following. And then we started seeing it in 2010s, and now you see it very celebrated now.
Once it gets released on DVD back then or today's streaming, and people have a couple chances to see it and then write some things about it. And I think that's what does it, is you have some influential people within the film critic sphere who see it a couple more times, see any movie a couple more times, and then it gets kind of reevaluated. And other people see it like, I think he's right. I think he has a point here. And you know what? It is a better movie or I liked it more than when I first saw it.
Exactly. It does require,
I think that has a lot to do with it.
It's a very dense movie. And I wanted to say this too. My final thought on this movie, Andrew, is about the fountain is this. You brought it up great. The performance by Hugh Jackman, like we talked about, is great. This movie is very abstract.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It's also very emotional with a lot of poignancy. That's hard to pull off, a movie that's abstract and emotionally satisfying at the same time.
It is.
You can't really pull it off. He did. Aronofsky did it. And to me, that's just an extraordinary achievement there.
Because you might have some very, very well-made intellectual movies, like a lot of Christopher Nolan movies,
right?
But there's not much emotionally going on, at least for me.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm a huge Chris Nolan fan, but if someone was like, yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to connect with the characters, or there's not a lot of emotional going on, I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Exactly. Yeah. Or Lynch.
Or the opposite. Yeah. I mean, with Lynch.
Like the Straight Story and Elephant Man, those are powerful. Like, those are poignant. But he's not going overly surreal with those films. But like a movie like,
Inland Empire,
Mulholland Drive, I'm not walking away with tears in my eyes, sobbing. The Fountain, I actually am.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful shot too of Rachel Weisz saying "finish it," and we see in a beautiful shot of her looking back. That shot is identical to Steven Soderbergh's Solaris, which is also about a husband grieving over his wife. Very similar with Solaris.
I need to see that too. I know it's a remake. I hadn't seen either one.
Based on a novel, yep.
Is Solaris another one of those movies, the remake, where a lot of people didn't like it at the time, but a lot of people like it now?
I'd say so, yeah.
Because I seem like I've been seeing it on people's like sci-fi like top 10 lists now of the 21st century or however long it's been. Oh,
absolutely, yeah.
That's Clooney, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Definitely need to see that. What else we got on this list?
A lot of great stuff.
Yeah. Children of Men.
Yeah. You want to talk about it? Yeah.
I love that movie. I saw it in the theater. I own it on DVD. I need to rewatch it because I think I've only watched it once when I bought the DVD in 2008 or whatever, when I was in Houston. It's been too long. Need to watch it again. Alfonso Cuarón, great director. A couple years after this, 7 years after this, he did Gravity,
Right.
which is a very different movie, but excellent. Great technical movie.
Yeah.
This movie is pretty bleak. No women have gotten pregnant in like what 10 or 20 years, and there's one young lady that gets pregnant, and they have to take her to. It's a ship, right?
Right.
And what's his name? Clive Owen and Julianne Moore and Michael Caine's with them, right?
Yes. Yes.
They're trying to get her to and along the way they come across
like Marxist revolutionaries.
Yep, some might call them terrorists, and then you have some government people chasing after them.
Right.
Remember there was, I think it was one take.
Oh yeah.
In the car.
So visceral. Yeah. It starts off playful, where we're seeing Julianne Moore's character and Clive Owen kind of reconnect. They're reconnecting. They're very genuine, and within a split second, just like in life during tragedy. Oh my God, it's so startling. I saw that in the theater as well.
Yeah, and
I remember jumping. I was so startled at that moment. But that's a great shot though, where that motorcycle comes up on him, and Chiwetel Ejiofor is in it as well. He plays
that's right,
one of the revolutionary terrorists.
I forgot Danny Houston's in it. Charlie Hunnam.
Danny Houston's in that scene where they act out the Pink Floyd Pigs album with the balloon in the background. No, Children of Men is just a visually arresting film. Brilliant film with many great ideas. A lot of films from that time didn't predict the future as well. Children of Men were kind of living.
I was going to say, do you remember what year it's supposed to take place?
I think it takes place in 2035, isn't it? Or 2026?
2027. Next year.
Okay.
Next year, folks, you will no longer be able to get pregnant. Michael Caine might come running past you. Yeah, I think, is it the opening scene where there's an explosion?
Yeah.
And
the sound goes off.
Yep. The movie starts off like letting you know, hey.
Right. This is all in a long take as well. Yeah.
Yep. I remember that long take. Like, oh no, it's going to be one of these type of movies. But excellent movie.
You brought up a good word there. The movie's bleak.
Yes,
it really is. However, there is a beacon of shimmer of hope.
Yeah.
That it builds up to, and yes, there's a lot of visceral stuff. There's some brutality in that film, but it pays off at the end, and it really makes you appreciate humanity. Mm-hmm. And it's just stellar filmmaking. One great sequence after the other. How was Alfonso Cuarón not nominated for that film for Best Director? It's insane.
Was it directed for anything else?
I think it did get some.
Or nominated for anything else?
I believe it was some sound effects, maybe cinematography.
I was going to say it should
get
some technical stuff for sure. Yeah. What was his one that came out a couple years ago?
Roma.
Yeah, okay.
Roma's brilliant.
I still haven't seen it.
Yes, that was my favorite movie of 2018.
Okay.
Yep.
I know he's done a couple movies since Gravity that I haven't seen that I need to. And I know he did the third
Harry Potter.
Yeah,
The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. Which everyone's like, yeah, that's the best one. I'm like, okay, well, look who directed it.
Yes, exactly.
Let's see. Should we go with your number one?
We'll save it for last.
Save that for last. Briefly talk about Half Nelson, because I think I might have come across this when I was looking over the Gaz's filmography, but I don't know anything about it.
This is a great movie. Like you said, it's under the radar type of movie.
Was it only playing at was it the Maple or the Main Art?
Detroit Institute.
Yeah.
And I believe eventually after that it went to the Main Art Theater after that, but it played at the DI first. But Ryan Gosling was actually nominated for Best Actor Oscar for this film.
Really?
Yes, and great movie. I watched it not too long ago again. I revisited it a few years ago, and he plays a very smart, sophisticated teacher, but he does have a heroin addiction. But it doesn't play drug addiction with simplicity. There's no black and white. This is a complex man. He's very idealistic. The world drains him with the inequalities, the injustices. So he ends up befriending a young girl in the film who's very smart, sees a lot of potential, and he kind of guides her and to have her capture her genius that she holds. And then she trying to help him too,
because she finds out that
he's doing it.
Because that's what it says. Things change when a troubled student Dre makes a startling discovery of his secret life. So I assume that's what it was. Okay. All right. Well,
yeah, very gripping movie. You got to check it out, Andrew, sometime. I would say this is his greatest performance yet. Yes.
Really?
Ryan Gosling's best. La La Land would be up there, but
I'm a big Goss fan.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What would you say would be up there with Half Nelson?
I would say La La Land would be
else?
up there too. I also love The Believer, Ides of March.
What about
Drive is pretty strong too.
Drive?
Yeah.
I love that movie. I have a theory that his character in Drive and his character in Blade Runner are the same.
And he's great. Yeah, I love Blade Runner 2049 too.
I hooked that movie to my veins. I love it. It is so good. I could talk an hour just about that movie. Let's go back to the 9/11 movie, United 93.
Yes. Co-written, directed by Paul Greengrass. This is the director of Bloody Sunday, and he went on to do Captain Phillips as well. One of the best filmmakers out there today that makes realistic pictures. Really, you feel like when you're watching there, you feel like it's so vivid. Like you feel like you're there. For instance, this play, it's about United 93. You're on that plane going down. You're living through it with those passengers. It is heartbreaking, Andrew.
I think
it is. It's very heroic. You really feel.
I'm trying to remember if I have seen this or not, because I know I have seen.
Yeah, but you feel the courage in this movie from those passengers and that last fight they give to the terrorists on that plane on that fatal day.
I did see one 9/11 movie in the theater, but
was it World Trade Center with Nicolas Cage?
Maybe, I don't know. It's really, really hazy. I don't know.
This could could be it too. This was nominated for Best Director too. Paul Greengrass was nominated for this film, and no name actors, which I'm happy about. It.
I see that.
The name actors would have brought a lot of attention to itself, but those no name actors in the film really are convincing in it.
It says a lot of the people who went through this in real life played themselves in the movie too,
like the family members and stuff.
Government officials,
yeah.
Air traffic controllers, many of whom are played by themselves. Wow.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, and I didn't recognize a single name on here of anybody involved in the movie. But
like I said, like if you watched it, you'd feel like you're on that plane.
Nominated for Best Picture, for Best Director,
yep.
And editing.
The editing's stellar in it too.
Very cool. Very cool. What would you give it? 4 out of 4?
Every film on this list, from 1 through 10, 11, I'd give 4 out of 4.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Babel. No, it's one of those movies I started watching a long time ago on DVD, but I fell asleep and I never went back and watched it.
Oh, Andrew, please finish it one day.
Who's the director?
It's directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu.
Ah, yes, Birdman,
The Revenant.
And he's got a new one
with
this
Tom
movie.
Cruise in it too.
Definitely going to see that.
Yeah. This was nominated for Best Picture that year too.
I do remember
and
that.
Best Director. This was actually his first Best Director nomination. He went on to be nominated, and he won 2 years in a row for The Revenant and Birdman.
That's right.
But great movie. My goodness. It's a lot like Traffic with Steven Soderbergh's in 2000, or Crash, or even like a Robert Altman picture where it's got an ensemble cast. And in the 2000s, it was really a big thing in storytelling where you'd have all these loose stories, connect characters in different continents.
I remember.
And the stories are paralleled. And some people there's a lot of detractors who don't like that style, dismissed it and stuff. But
I remember a lot of people hating on Crash for that, and
sure.
I'm like, it was still a good movie, you know.
I'm not a Crash hater. I don't think it's a great film. I think it gets a lot of flack 'cause it didn't deserve to win Best Picture as the general consensus. But I'm not going to completely poo on the movie.
Right.
I do think Babel's a stronger movie because it doesn't feel as contrived or forced or as manipulative. I think it doesn't offer simplistic answers either, but. My goodness, every story in this film is so emotionally compelling, especially the Japanese story with the deaf girl, and you feel her alienation, and you see all her friends having relationships, and she's stuck alone, and because of her condition, and how people can't accept it. It's a great performance as well. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, I do believe, for that film. Instead of Kate Blanchett, a lot of people thought Blanchett would be nominated, but she earned the nomination. But no, Andrew, it's a very powerfully told film for sure.
Cool. Letters from Iwo Jima. I have not seen this.
Yes, interesting enough, Clint Eastwood that year made 2 war pictures. Just one happened to be greater than the other, in my opinion. It's the general consensus anyway, but Flags of Our Fathers came out in October that year, and then Letters from Iwo Jima came out a few years after, and these are companion pieces. So Flags of Our Father, both war films that take place in Iwo Jima. Flags of Our Fathers is the U.S. side. Mm-hmm. Letters from Iwo Jima is the Japanese side.
Yeah.
And here I am siding with our foes in this film, but that's the power of cinema, is you get to see the perspectives and point of views of this film. And Clint Eastwood, one of his strongest films he's ever made, I'd say as well.
Ken Watanabe.
He was.
I love that guy.
What a performance in this film! He plays the general in the film. It's really a story about honor in the film and how the Japanese integrated the samurai roots and honor into their warfare.
Sure, cool. Was it nominated for anything?
Yeah, Best Picture, Best Director, Clint Eastwood as well. Cool. Absolutely.
Now, out of the top 10, we just have one movie left. I know you know what it is. Did you want to talk about one of your 11 through 15? We got Apocalypto, Casino Royale, The Child, Lives of Others, and Old Joy. The only one of those I've seen was, of course, Casino Royale.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk. Those are all 5 wonderful pictures, by the way. I want to say Apocalypto is a work of genius. Mel Gibson, I know he's a problematic director. He's said a lot of horrible things. I don't condone him as a person.
Sure.
But as a filmmaker, he is a talented filmmaker.
He is a very, very good director.
He is
absolutely.
An Apocalypto, like Passion of the Christ, it's just so impressively made. So the craft on that film is on a whole level. He pours his passion into his work, and the adrenaline in Apocalypto, the action sequences, the thrilling extravaganza in that film is just on a whole different level, Andrew. And Casino Royale, I would say, is one of the finest Bond movies. So
I know when it came out, a lot of people are like, "Oh, this isn't the James Bond I know." Like,
they always say every time there's a new Bond,
right? But it's like, okay, do you want the same thing? You
want that gadgetry all the time.
Do you want? Do you want the guy who's overly smooth and suave with the ladies?
And you get some of that in this.
You get some of it, but it's not.
It's more tamed down.
Yeah, and it's a little more serious, because some of most of the previous James Bonds,
very cartoonish.
Yeah, cartoony, and
you get Mads Mikkelsen in this.
Yeah, I think that was the first.
Right,
this is the first time I've seen him.
He's a great villain. Jeffrey Wright's outstanding.
CIA,
the whole poker sequence, the exchanges, the moment where he almost dies and he has to go into the car and get that life suit on.
Yep.
Brings oxygen levels back. What a great movie.
Yeah. I'm glad I saw it in the theater. Very well made. Who was that director?
Martin Campbell directed that.
Martin Campbell, not familiar. What else did he do?
Martin Campbell, I believe he did GoldenEye as well.
Really?
Yes.
You're right. Such a very different. It seemed like they would have gotten a different director for.
Yeah, they ended up.
But it looks like he also did Green Lantern, which
not good.
Poo poo. A lot of action movies.
Oh yeah, he's a good action director. And the other films I want to talk about, Lives of Others won Best International Film, I believe, that year. It's a German movie that takes place during the Stasi surveillance state.
1984 in East Berlin.
Right in West and East Berlin. You get the communist infiltration in that film. And Leon Font's a great movie that won the Palme d'Or the year prior. It was released theatrically here as a Dardennes brother movie. That is a movie that, what I like about that film is that those filmmakers truly bring out characters that are horrible, deplorable, but they bring that humanity to them. I mean, my God, this guy is trying to sell his child, a baby, on the street and pawn him off to others, but yet there's an empathy and you feel for him at the end. That's the power of great empathy and great storytelling.
Yeah.
And Old Joy, directed by Kelly Reichardt, that's a really good film about 2 estranged friends who reconnect. They go on a hiking trip together, a very strong movie. So that's all the films from that year. I know we didn't discuss it, but Pan's Labyrinth came out that year The Prestige, Little Miss Sunshine.
Prestige. Yeah, Little Miss Sunshine was so good.
Devil's Wears Prada, Clerks 2. There's a lot of gems that year too.
That was the first serious role I saw Steve Carell in, Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah,
he's the uncle,
right?
Traveling with them, and excellent movie. Let's go to number one.
Yes,
Mr. Lynch's last feature film.
Yeah,
and I thought he had another one in him, but
unless you want to count the Twin Peaks: The Return, 20 episodes or so.
Yeah, it's a series though.
Yeah, one big movie, but
huge movie. Where do you remember where you saw this? I remember where I saw it.
I have a great memory on this I want to share with you. I saw this at the Chicago Music Box Theater with David Lynch in person, live.
He was there. Oh, Robert. Yes. I'm so jealous.
So it was in January of 2007. This movie came out in 2006 in New York or LA.
Yeah, earlier, like late December or something, probably.
Theatrical in 2006, and then I believe it played at the Venice Film Festival and New York Film Festival and stuff like that in the fall. I was waiting for this movie to come out. I was so excited for it. It's like, when's it coming to Michigan? And no releases dates were coming out. They dropped one in Chicago. I was like, oh my God, with David Lynch. Hurry up, brought the tickets. Invited some local friends. We did a road trip to Chicago for the weekend. We had a buddy that lived there too, and he let us stay there. He was kind enough.
Cool.
He lived down the block from it. That's where I saw it on a Saturday evening with Lynch there, and he opened up with this beautiful sonnet, a poem that he read it to us, and then he played the organs, and then we watched the movie, and then he came out and did a Q&A afterwards. I got to talk with him. I went up and asked him a question about the Q&A. I said, I think Laura Dern deserves an Oscar buzz for this movie. This is a strong movie. She deserves to win Best Actress. I said, her and Kate Winslet and Little Children, these are the finest. She needs to win this. Are the Oscars paying attention? And he called me a sweetheart. He goes, you're so sweet. And he goes, the Oscars are so political. They're not going to watch this movie. He said, I'm doing my own green. What was the word he used? It was like a, what do you call it? Like a stripped down campaign for her.
Yeah.
Grassroots.
Yeah.
Grassroots campaign for her.
Yeah.
He literally did. He'd go out and he'd say, for your consideration, Laura Dern, he'd go on the streets of Hollywood just to do this. People are going by. He didn't have much of a budget for an Oscar, but That's a great performance, as you know. But that's the first time I saw it. And then when it came out to the Main Art Theater in April, I remember it. I went and saw it like 3 or 4 times. I always, like Mulholland Drive, I always brought a different friend with me, a different date, if you will. But that is just a uncanny, bizarre, mesmerizing piece of cinema that's unlike anything I ever saw. It's so hallucinatory.
Yes,
he expertly uses that digital camera to make it like a nightmarish realm.
Yeah, it's kind of grainy.
Yeah. The close-ups are going up people's nostrils. It literally feels. I mean, it feels like a nightmare you're watching.
Yeah,
and it's so effective, and you walk away addictive from that movie. You're thinking about it, and you don't know what it means at times. You don't know what all it adds up to. I got a general consensus of it, but even these films are an enigma to Lynch, let alone its audience. But the beauty of the film is you go and you put the experience in, and you walk through and you reflect the nature of the world through these dreams. Your thoughts? Where'd you see it?
I was just gonna say there's a good chance I was in the same theater as you, because I also saw it at Main Art.
Yeah,
with my
in April. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what month it was, but I can't imagine it was playing there for very long. Probably no more than a month. Probably.
Yeah, it was about a month, 3 weeks to a month, and then they moved it to the Maple Theater for a little while.
Okay.
They actually did a re-screen of it a few years back at the the Detroit Theater, but it closed down.
I always wanted to go to that before it closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my friend I mentioned earlier, Derek, since it came out in this time, him and I were hanging out all the time. We had a German film class together, which I'm trying to remember the ones we saw.
Some Vin Vendors and Herzog stuff. Some F.W. Murnau, I'm sure, too.
Ali, Fear Eats the Soul.
Oh, yeah, some Fassbender you watched.
Yeah. Rainier, Fassbender. The one with Daniel Bruhl from 2003, where his mom is in a coma and she wakes up, and she's been in a coma since before the wall fell down, so he has to.
Oh yeah, Goodbye Lenin.
Yes, Goodbye Lenin.
Yes.
I have that on DVD.
Yeah, terrific movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
We need to do a foreign film episode just talking foreign films. Did you ever see the Japanese film Kikujiro?
I know I did not.
Something I've seen that Robert hasn't. excellent movie. It's kind of like anyway, we'll talk about that. We're getting off topic. But saw it with my buddy Derek Maynard, and it had to have been April 2006. And I'm trying to remember if he had seen any Lynch at that time. I think he might have seen Mulholland Drive. He loved the credits where Ben Harper's playing. Remember the piano and those ladies are dancing around him?
Oh yeah,
because he's a big Ben Harper fan. And then I realized that they were either dating or married, him and Laura Dern at that time.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, we're sitting there for 3 hours. I remember looking over and we're like, what's going on? I don't know what this is, but I like it.
I like it. At the end of the day, it's like a film within a film, and Laura Dern embodies that character, and you're going into her psyche, and she's playing this role of this doomed movie that never gets complete. It's a cursed film, and then we start to go into that realm of that film in Poland, and we see the backstory, how there's infidelity with the co-star, and it starts acting out in the dream world with Laura Dern, and oh my gosh, it's just one realm after the other.
He brought back Justin Theroux from Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive, yep.
I do not remember Harry Dean Stanton in this movie.
So he's in the film. He's I believe he's like a director. He's like an assistant director in the movie, and he just sits in the back and gets coffee and makes side comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
William H. Macy's in this?
Yeah, so he's a talk show host in that movie. He's like a Hollywood talk show, and he's like, "Hello, Hollywood," and then it goes to Laura Dern and Justin Theroux in the film.
Diane Ladd.
And Diane Ladd's the host of that show, or Laura Dern's mom of William H. Macy. Yep.
Julia Ormond.
Yeah, she's like one of the characters. The camera goes up the nostril.
Mary Steenburgen.
Yep.
Natasha Kinski. Wow. See, I haven't watched this movie all the way through since then.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously due for another rewatch.
It's definitely addictive. I watched this movie numerous times. I got my own theories about it. I described it pretty well, probably just now what it's about.
How about I rewatch it and then we can discuss what our own
interpretations
theories.
On yes. And I think Kojiro, is that the ghost film movie?
No, it's not a ghost.
Okay.
It's about this kid who goes on a journey with his weird neighbor trying to find his mom.
Okay. Oh,
and it's I love it because it's a road movie, and I love road movies.
I gotcha.
And they meet weird people along the way.
Yeah.
So like a Wizard of Oz type of movie.
Yeah, right.
My type of movie. We're at 51 minutes, Robert. Would you like to talk about some recent films?
Yes. So on Defacto Film Reviews right now, I reviewed some newer movies that are out I'd like to discuss. First movie I wanted to talk about that I saw that I recommend to you, Andrew, and our listeners here and to my readers is the new Steven Soderbergh movie. I reviewed it on the site, starring the great Ian McKellen and starring Michaela Coel in the movie too. McKellen playing another role as a struggling artist, or I should say retired artist, like he did with James Wells and Gods and Monsters in 1998. It's a very similar movie. He plays a painter in the movie.
I thought you said he was playing another wizard like Gandalf.
Yeah. No? But Ian McKellen plays an artist in the movie. He's pretty much given up on painting. He does more like podcasts like we do now, or does online stuff rather for his online audience. And he's got an uncompleted project called The Christophers, and it's a painting. His kids, who are all about greed, and they want his money, and they want his possessions, they're on his will and all that. They end up hiring an artist, played by Michelle Acola, to forge and make these lost paintings that he has. So she goes in to swindle him, but then she ends up bonding with him. He ends up respecting her, and she can't call. And then the con ends up becoming over a bond and a friendship. And it really becomes a really great movie about collaboration and artistry and fame and legacy.
Okay.
It's a really strong picture. I hope McKellen gets some legs. He deserves some Oscar momentum for this film. He's only been nominated twice for Gods and Monsters and Wizard and Lord of the Rings as Gandalf and Fellowship of the Ring in 2001. It's bizarre. He's only been nominated twice.
Wow.
He could get his third nomination for this film if Dion does a good job later in the year positioning this. He's elder. He's in his later years. Has some clout as well.
This isn't from what you described. It doesn't seem like a typical Soderbergh film.
It's not actually. Yeah, it's British for one. He's barely done any British films, but it's got that caper element to it.
Oh, okay.
But it's very dramatic though, it's like a chamber piece too. A lot of the film takes place in his house, and it's just kind of like a two-handler lot between Coella and McKellen, and you see a few other characters. James Corbin is the son in the film. But strong picture, Andrew. I recommend it.
Cool.
Another one that's out right now that I recommend is so Barbie Ferreira, actress Barbie Ferreira from the HBO hit show
Euphoria.
Euphoria has 2 movies out right now that she's the lead actress in. She is a great actress, and each movie that comes out, she's losing weight. You see her look thinner, and thinner. So the first one
she was great in Euphoria. I've watched all of it so far.
So I heard she's wonderful in it.
Yeah.
So the one I recommend is Faces of Death, out right now.
The horror.
It's a horror movie. It's a remake. It's kind of, well, you could call it a remake if you want, but it's a lot like Scream in many ways, where it's putting a spin on it. It's about a maniacal killer, played by Dr. E. Montgomery, and
from Stranger Things.
Yes, and he kidnaps people and he reenacts the deaths from Faces of Death, which is that cult VHS classic. For years, people thought it was real, but it ended up being staged and fake. But he's living out the murders through his YouTube channel or his TikTok channels. Barbie Ferreira plays a moderator on these channels, and her boss says, "Oh, that's fake. People love the violence." So it really does tap into our sickness and addiction to sensationalism.
Yeah.
And, in the 90s and 2000s, it was always condemning the media. Films like National Born Killers, for instance, would talk about that. Now we're getting into social media.
Of course.
And it really taps into our human nature.
It's the same thing, just the medium has changed.
The medium has changed. So it's got some really good ideas. It's a very well-made film, though. There's some really impressive Brian De Palma elements. You brought up Black Dahlia earlier. There's some great sequences in this, but definitely if you're a horror fan, you have to see it.
Cool.
Must-see horror movie with many great moments and stellar scenes in the movie. A lot of cool horror moments. And then
I think it's gotten some decent reviews. I haven't read a whole lot about it because I want to see it. So I haven't read anything about the plot.
Yeah.
I know it's a remake, but I've never seen the original, so I don't.
And that's to say, it's kind of a remake, but it's not. It's playing off it. I wish the new Scream movies were as clever as this. So you watch the new. It's doing some self-parody on horror, specifically Faces of Death, but it doesn't feel like a sellout movie.
Okay.
Cool. So Andrew too, she has another film out right now that I recommend. It's called Mile and Kicks. This just came out. It's a small indie film. Played at Toronto, has a very small distributor, but I highly recommend it. This is a wonderful picture. She plays a music critic in the movie who moves from Toronto to Montreal, and she starts covering bands. She wants to write a book about Alanis Morissette because she did the same thing. She moved to Montreal, and then she starts covering the indie rock scene in 2011. This is the time when it's its peak with indie rock. You had Arcade Fire before that, lead to a lot of inspiration for other bands. So in the film, she doesn't have her life put together well. She doesn't get paid. She's kind of exploited by her ex-boss who never sends her a check to live off of, and she lives with a roommate. She can't afford the rent, and she can't find work. She's struggling as a writer. So that's what this movie's about, Mile and Kicks.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of this until you brought it up. And the only other person I recognize is Jay Baruchel.
He plays the boss in the film.
Okay.
So she used to write for a column, and he doesn't pay her. Used her for sex as the boss, overused his power, got what he wanted, disregarded her, and he even takes her articles off the internet where her legacy is there, so it's hard for her to get work because she doesn't have the clout. But what I like about Barbie Ferreira, can I say this about her? This is an actress who Alexander Payne needs to cast one day.
Sure.
And if we know what I mean by that, he likes to write and cast a lot of actors and actresses who are flawed people. She plays a deeply flawed character very well, and she makes a lot of bad decisions, sure, but she humanizes her so well. There's a lot of genuine pathos in her character.
I can say the same thing for her character in Euphoria.
Yes, so she brings these sensibilities again into her films. She's just a terrific actress. I hope to see her in more things to come.
Yes.
And I hope she gets to work with bigger directors who will take the chance. And kudos to her, too, for playing a plus-size woman, an actress, and not being shamed about it.
Right.
She's not afraid to show her body. She's not afraid to feel sexy and alive in these roles. She takes chances.
And I don't know if the writers of Euphoria incorporated that from her real, for her herself, but that's where her character does. That's a big arc of her character.
Yes.
And the first 2 seasons of Euphoria.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know if she didn't get asked to come back, but she's not in season 3, which just came out right now.
I heard she had a fallout with the creators, the director, especially Schumacher.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
And go ahead.
But yeah, I'm just reading right now. It's named to the Toronto International Film Festival's annual year-end Canada's Top 10 for 2025. I guess technically it came out.
Came out just last week. Came out theatrically here.
Okay.
Yep.
But it debuted
at the film festival
last
and
year.
Stuff, yeah.
Last year. Okay.
And one movie I want to talk about too. This might be my favorite film of the year. 2 favorite movies of the year. It's the drama. With Zendaya.
Yes.
Another
Euphoria alum.
This is a brilliant movie about self-righteousness. I'm very grateful that we have filmmakers that are fearless like this today, who are taking on top topics, exploring these, because especially today in the internet world, people are so dismissive and they want to feel self-righteous. And in the film, I'm not going to reveal the twist or the reveal or anything like that, but there's a game they play. Zendaya and Robert Pattinson with their friends, Lana Himes, the other actress, and her boyfriend in the movie. They all go around and they say, "What's the worst thing you ever did?" You know, for one, it's locking a little kid in the closet. The other one, it's bullying a kid. And then they get to Zendaya, and she talks about what she did, which I won't reveal, and then everything goes awry after that. Not everybody can handle. Everybody judges her. Meanwhile, at the end of the film, she never went through with that horrible act or the horrible idea she had. But the people around her are so judgmental, and they've done worse things, and they continue to do worse things than she ever did. But it's got a very powerful arc in the movie. It's got a very great payoff, and it's really impressive getting a strong body of work like this in today's age.
Yeah, I've tried to avoid any.
You glad I didn't spoil it, Andrew?
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. I'm trying to remember what I did come across a headline where somebody said it was like terrible, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's a polarizing movie. It's gonna have its distractors.
Without spoiling anything, what would you say would be the main? And you don't have to agree with it, but what would you say would be what most people, what their biggest issue would be? Why they would give it 1 out of 4 stars?
I think it's because it makes them feel uncomfortable.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Great movies will make you feel uncomfortable, and then it raises uncomfortable questions. And whenever a movie like that comes out like that, I've seen it happen for the last 25, 30 years since I've been watching movies. It raises questions that people make uncomfortable. If you see it, you'll understand what I'm saying.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if their biggest gripe would be, well, of course the acting wouldn't be bad.
Acting's fabulous.
2 of our best actors right there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or I didn't know if the script would have been bad or something else, but you just think it's a moral issue within the movie.
I will say this: there is a homage in the movie to Ingmar Bergman.
Okay.
There's a poster to the film titled Passion of Anna. Bergman, 60s, 70s, raised existential questions, uncomfortable questions about the human condition and experience. This director, who's Swedish as well, is doing the exact same thing, and it's going to have that effect, especially in this modern film realm that we're in. But the good news is I'm seeing a lot of people love it. I think this is a movie that's going to be more, it's just like The Fountain, Inland Empire.
It might take a couple years for a wider recognition.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. I know it's playing right now. I might wait till streaming. I don't know. I saw A24 is putting it out. Kudos to them. They're on a hot roll. Them and Neon. What about Project Hail Mary? This was the last movie I've seen in the theater, and I absolutely loved it.
So, yes, we could talk about that. I want to talk about one more film, but we'll talk about Project Hail Mary. Let's go about Project Hail Mary. Yes, this is a wonderful picture. It really is. It's a movie that we need right now.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is that we despite all our differences, we all need to come together for the better good. Mm-hmm. And I like that this movie has that unifying theme to it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when we're facing existential crises like what we're going through with climate change or whatever it is, we have to come together, just like we see Gosling and The Rock in the film, who's this Rock character, Rocky.
Yeah.
He's an alien extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
They're completely different forms of existence, and they're coming together to save the world, our universe, rather. It's not just Earth, it's the whole universe, because if the sun dies, it's going to wipe out all these other galaxies that depend on it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
excuse me. Yes, I loved it. It's one of those movies that's a crowd pleaser, and on a technical level, it's great. I thought the screenwriting was great. I have two friends that read the book before they saw it.
Yeah, same writer as The Martian.
Yep. And they said it was faithful to the book, and
sure, yeah,
they loved it. I like those directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yeah,
they were supposed to, or they started making the Solo movie, but then got fired.
Sure, yeah, Ron Howard.
They brought in Ron Howard. They're like, we need someone steady. It might be boring, but it's steady. It's Ron Howard.
The 22 Jump Street films are hilarious.
And then the Spider-Man
Into the Universe.
Yep, which I loved. That's
Spider-Verse. Yeah,
one of the only animated movies I've seen in the theater in I don't know how many years, but I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what those dudes do next. I want to see them do something more original, not a franchise, like this movie. Something fairly original. And of course, franchises have their place, and there's a lot of great franchise movies. But these dudes, they need something specific to them. Maybe that they help write or something. They're fairly young guys. I think they're roughly our age, maybe around 40, early 40s. So I think those guys have a big future ahead of them. The Gaz, of course, I love. People made fun of him for Barbie, and it's like, whatever.
He was wonderful in Barbie.
Right. That's the thing. Yeah. For that movie, he was great. And everything else he's done, not everything, but 90% of everything else he's done, he's great. And he brings exactly what he's supposed to bring. We talked earlier, Drive and Blade Runner, and two of my favorite movies of this century. But and I know he did some corny stuff earlier in his career, like Pattinson. But I think him and the guys are great younger actors of our generation, and can't wait to see what they do next. Well, we know our Pat's going to be in Dune 3.
Yeah, and Zendaya's in that too.
Zendaya, oh yeah.
And they're both in the Odyssey together as well.
That's right.
So they got 3 movies together that are coming out.
That's right. And I know the Gaz is going to be in next year's Star Wars movie called Starfighter.
Sure, yeah.
So hopefully that's good. Bringing him into the franchise. Anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Butler?
I was going to talk about.
Oh yeah, another one.
Probably my favorite movie so far this year is a Romanian movie by Radu Jude, who did a really great movie that made my top 10 a couple of years ago called. It's a movie about do not expect too much from the end of the world.
Yeah.
This one's called Kontinental 25. It's about Romania again. It's about a Romanian veteran who lives in a park of T-Rexes and raptors. It's like an amusement park of these robots and stuff. And he lives in the boiler room. He gets kicked out. He's forced out. He ends up committing suicide in the first 15 minutes of the movie because he doesn't want to live in poverty anymore. That's his only life. He can't get a home. It's very sad, and it's also a dark comedy too. So the woman who let him stay there, who runs the property, who the police force out, she feels guilty of it. So we follow her guilt, and through the night into the day of her falling this guilt, she goes and visits her mom. She talks about it. She ends up running into she's a former teacher too. She ends up running into an old student in the film, and then they drink together throughout the night. And then we hear all these great philosophies about Ukraine and the modern world and corporatism and this late stage oligarchy and rampant capitalism and individualism that we're in that's spreading through the world right now.
Does it take place in the present day?
It's the present day, okay. Yes. And it draws parallels into communist Russia, Soviet Union, and how it's really no different then than it is now and how it's spreading in the world. Yeah. It's the authoritarianism still there, the oligarchy still there. So it really taps into that quite well. And there's a beautiful moment in the movie where she encounters a priest and they talk about our existence, and it's so greatly scripted. So this Radu Jude guy is a brilliant filmmaker. This actually played at the New York Film Festival last year. I didn't get to catch it. I really wanted to, but it was always playing through something else I wanted to watch a little more, but I wish I saw this at the New York Film Festival. Andrew, let me tell you, it's darkly comedic. It taps into a lot of our themes. It's satirical. It's amusing. It's dramatic. It is a great picture. I hope more foreign international film buffs see this movie.
How did you see it?
Screener.
Okay.
So it's not playing here in Michigan yet, but I did request a screener because they sent it to us. I watched it the other day through an app.
What
they gave me,
studio put it out?
123. It's called 123. It's a very small art house studio. Yep.
Well, hopefully we'll be playing.
Probably at the DA or the FIA will probably be playing one of those two.
Cool.
And that's a lot of good movies out right now.
Yes,
both small and big. Glad you liked Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, it was great.
Yep.
All right, folks. Thank you for paying attention and listening to these two movie nerds talking film from 20 years ago. If you have any requests on anything you'd like us to chat about, give us a message, give us a comment somewhere. Let us know. This has been Defacto Film Reviews, Episode 3. And I have been your co-host, Andrew Walker, with
Robert Joseph Butler. Please visit defactofilmreviews.com and check out all our great reviews week in and week out.
Yes. All right, folks. Peace out. We'll catch you next time.